Now let's introduce the debate of energy security. The Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, include the large energy consumers worldwide, including the countries like the US, Canada, Mexico, Japan, and most of the European countries. This is the organization that tries to unify all the energy consumers to fight against the oil importers in the Middle East. One of the rules of OECD for its member countries is that all the countries have to maintain a strategic petroleum reserve. This strategic petroleum reserve is a stock up of crude oil for any emergent demand of oil in the member states. For example, in the US, in 2013, the strategic petroleum reserve is about 696 million barrels of crude oil. In the same year, the US consumed about 18.89 million barrels of oil every day. So this 695 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserve is about 37 days of oil consumption in the US. So why does the US stock up about over a month of oil? This is actually the concern of energy security. So energy security is a relatively old concept starting from the First World War, when the Great Britain decided to switch away from steam engines that consume coal to engines that use gasoline. So the primary administrator, Churchill, decided to buy oil from a bunch of countries. And his strategy of make sure a reliable and secure energy supply is to diversify the import country for their oil supply. So this concept of energy security actually has been evolving most recently, expanding from diversifying energy import to diversifying energy resources that not only include conventional fossil fuel but also include renewable energy resources. More specifically, the idea of energy security means that there should be a secure and reliable oil supply. At the same time, there should be a reliable energy supply in general. And the options for energy security include strategic oil reserve, diversifying import, diversifying energy resources, and diversifying the sources for energy import. And now we also consider long-term targets for energy security that include sustainable development and environmental protection. Cervical and Brown has summarized 4 dimensions for energy security debate, including availability, affordability, energy and economic efficiency, and environmental stewardship. The availability dimension means that countries want to be independent from oil imported from other countries, and the countries want to diversify their energy supply to include renewable energy. The affordability dimension of energy security means that people paying attention to the equity issue and make sure that consumers have access to reasonably priced energy. The efficiency dimension of energy security means that we need to embrace new and improved technology to increase the efficiency of end users so that by enjoying the same energy service, we consume less primary energy. So the idea of energy efficiency is different from energy conservation, because energy conservation is switching off your light, to directly reduce energy consumption. On the other hand, energy efficiency means that you still enjoy the same amount of energy service. You don't need to switch off, but by changing your incandescent lighting bulb to a LED lighting bulb, you actually can save energy still having the same amount of lighting. So energy efficiency and economic efficiency is also an important dimension for energy security. The last dimension is environmental protection, that people paying attention to the sustainability of using energy and protect the natural environment so that our future generation can have the same option and the same resources as us. The four dimensions of energy security sometimes has conflict with each other. For example, if you want to diversify the energy resources, meaning that you may also have to produce power or energy from renewable sources. But some of the renewable resources, such as wind and solar and geothermal, they can be very expensive. So this may raise the question that using renewable energy may cause problems to supply low-cost energy to the consumers. If you want to know more, please read the cervical and brown paper that is posted on Blackboard. So this paper also take a look at how different countries perform in terms of energy security since the 1970s. So the 1970s is the era that oil price increased pretty quickly because of oil embargo from the OPEC countries. So that's the time when people started to pay attention to energy security. Many countries have done a lot of improvement to improve their energy security. For example, countries like UK, Belgium and Japan, Denmark and New Zealand, Switzerland and Canada, they have done pretty good job in terms of improving their energy security, while other countries like Sweden, France, Spain, Turkey, they are still struggling of improving energy security in relative to other OECD countries. The US is still the same, with no significant improvement.